RobotLAB. We have the founder here. Elad is going to come up and tell you about his unique franchise. And he's selling franchises, folks. Yes, robot franchise. Elad, come on up and give me your story.
Awesome. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So thank you for that. I just in the middle of this. So I just want to share with you our story, how the whole thing started, and then we'll open for questions. I don't have slides, or I'm not going to bore you or anything like that. So just before we start, who are we? What are we doing? What's this robot franchise? It sounds. 1, 2, 3. Sorry. What is the robot franchise? How does it work and all of that? So. I started the company back in 2007, so almost 17 years ago. And what we are doing is we are helping business owners automate tasks that people don't want to do anymore. Think about this convention center. Okay, after we are done here today, someone needs to come in and vacuum these carpets. Okay, we are not the cleanest people in the world, right? I mean, we drop things and everything. They can't find people that want to do that. Okay, they can't find people to run deliveries to the rooms. Think about restaurants. I'm sure you ate one of the restaurants that already have robots, delivering food to you or taking the dirty dishes back to the dishwashing station. We are helping assisted living facilities with automating, again, cleaning, delivery, these kind of things. We have cooking robots, outdoor security, perimeter security robots. I just told Rick, we just last week deployed robots at a golf course in Napa Valley, where people can go on the app, can order beer or something, and the robot just goes from the clubhouse all the way to where they are at a couple of miles out in the woods. So we have wide range of robots, and we were doing that for many years. Selling direct. We are the largest, the most experienced robotics company out there. Doing that across almost every market and every industry that you can think of. Exclusive partners with LG for North and Latin America, with SoftBank and many other manufacturers. We're doing fine. Everything was great, And then at one of the restaurant events in Florida, we are at the booth selling robots to restaurant owners, demonstrating and all of that. This gentleman and Nick, which you saw earlier today, reached out to me, and Nick was like at the booth, right, at the trade show. Nick is like, who is the owner of the company? I want to talk to the owner. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm in trouble. Now why? Because every show, every conference, they confine you to their space, to the booth space that you order. Now we have robots. Robots should go, right? Yeah. So we always.
The robot was running up and down the aisle constantly. Yeah. I start and I scurry off.
Yeah. So we always send the robots all over, and all shows. Every manager of every show just come and complain. And I thought, okay, fine. So I'm working here. What do you need? And it's like, no, I want to talk to them. I said, that's me. What do you need? And he said, come with me. So it's like, like a police officer, come with me. It's like, you saw Nick. I mean, you got his, stamina and all of that, right?
It needs to be a little forceful.
Yes, yeah. So, I was like, I'm working. What do you need? It's like, listen, if you come with me, okay, this conversation will change your life. And I'm like, okay, you got my attention. Okay, let's go. So it took me. We stepped, outside the convention center. We sat, one of the couches over there on the side, and he was like, "Why are you here? Why are you doing it yourself?" I said, "What do you mean? I need to sell. That's what we do." Say, "Yeah. I mean, have you ever thought about franchising?" And I was like, "Franchise who? What?" I have no idea. I didn't even think about that as a growth strategy or anything like that. And then he explained the whole model. And one of the biggest thing that stuck with me for all this journey. We started last year, by the way, the franchising. He said, "Listen, you get to the point that you basically get people to pay you to become your salespeople. They're paying you to become your salespeople." And I was like, "How is that?" And then he said, "Well, they're buying your business." They want to represent you. They, opening their franchise. It's their business. They're buying only from you. You're selling them. Okay, you don't need to. All the risk is on the other side in a way. Okay, yes, we have risk on our side as well. But at the end of the day, they are paying you to become your salespeople. And we are like, huh. okay, how does it work? And then, we went to, their booth because, they're franchising restaurants over there. So we had a whole conversation over there. It's like, how does it work? What does it need and everything? And it took me 3 hours to go back to my booth to sell. Like, seriously. And my team's like, what's going on? Where are you? It's like, we have a lot to talk about. And so this was roughly a year and a half ago. We went through the whole process, of becoming a franchisor, basically opening, a separate entity because, we have the company that we are running and the company that franchise actually gets the license from this one to provide franchises and all. But, all the legalities and, creating your FDD, getting on shows. I don't know if some of you will be here, this weekend for the FCC show, the Great American Franchise Show. We will be there. We have a booth here. We will have robots going up and down the aisles. You'll see that yourself. We're doing every show. A year later, we are with 20 locations, 20 franchises up and running. We just had a franchise summit last night with everyone across the system. We have different people in different stages of where they started. The last cohort started 4 weeks ago. The 5 franchises, the previous one was 8 franchises 2 months ago. But across the system, they already sold over $1 million of sales that otherwise we would never get because they are in their local markets. We have teams in Lower Manhattan, in Knoxville, in Tampa, in you name it, all over the country. Our goal for next year is to get to 100 locations.
You hear that?
Yeah.
His goal for next year
Yeah.
is to sell 100 new franchise locations.
Yeah, absolutely. And by doing that, it's not just, think about your businesses and where you are at right now. By doing that, it changed the strategy, how I position, myself, the company, and everything to our partners. Think about it this way, because, and 100% attribute that, to you guys, because of this partnership, because of this ability to be in every market. Okay, we have people on the ground again, when we get to 100 locations, okay, we are basically 2 to 3 hours drive away from every customer around the country. Okay, we were able to secure deals with Hilton. Okay, we are their exclusive partner for robotics for the next 5 years. Because I come to them and I say, there is no one out there that can do that for you. You have locations all over the country. Okay, we are in negotiations with Starbucks, with Marriott, with many, many others. Okay, these are things that we would never be able to do as one company that sells, and yes, you are big, but you're stuck in Dallas. We're actually in South Lake, not far from here. So you're there, and you need to fly technicians and everything. It's too early. Okay, but now we come to everyone and say, listen, we are the car dealership model of robots. Okay, we have someone down the street from you where you can get products, you can get service, they can come to you if needed. No one else has that. It changed like everything that we are doing in the branding, in the positioning, in the way that manufacturers look at us, in the way that customers look at us. It's a whole different ball game, and all of that because Nick and Rick just pulled me. Who is the owner? At that conference. So can't recommend them enough. It was great ride. Is still a great ride. We're doing all these Great American Franchise shows. Every single one of them. We started dropping recently because we sold out market. So there was one in Houston just last week. Yeah, I know. So there was one in Houston last week or the week before, weekend before. We didn't go there. Houston is sold out like entirely. The same with Charlotte. We sold Charlotte and Raleigh. So essentially the entire area is gone. So again, that's a great problem to have. But I can't recommend that enough. It depends on where you are, on your, business journey and where you are. When you think about growth, okay, this is the, it's hard work, but still the easiest, the, lowest risk growth strategies that you can ever find. And these guys can, guide you and take you, like hold your hand, okay, and take you through the process because, legalities and these kind of things, there is a lot of, it's different. It's not just, and I learned that, the hard way, not the hard way, but just like, I had to learn that. But it's different. There is a Federal Trade Commission that's involved in, what you can say, what you cannot say. There are a lot of very delicacies of becoming a franchisor. You're not just selling a product to a customer anymore, or you're selling a business, you're selling a promise, okay, of some future revenues, and this becomes a liability, right? If someone, doesn't generate that, they can say, oh, you promised to deliver blah, and you didn't. Okay, so there are very, very fine details over there. So, working with professionals that know what to do and know how to guide you through all these, landmines that we need to cross through is very, very important. But again, on the other side of that, okay, it was every second of every interaction with everyone. I would never be able to do that, without this type of team. So that's my, quick story about what you do and all of that. And, I want to open for questions. I want to have a conversation.
Which one in the back?
How many territories you say you guys have sold so far?
So we have sold 20 groups, 60 territories. So most of them took multiple territories.
So yeah, it's averaging like a 3-pack, it sounds like, or something.
Yeah. So we just on that question. So we're not kind of like a McDonald's, right? Here's the building. That's your place, and that's it. So because we are selling to businesses, our territories are basically divided or priced by blocks of 8,000 relevant businesses. Okay, so we are looking at the market and we say, listen, how many hotels, how many restaurants, how many assisted living facilities, hospitals, schools, all the facilities that we can, or the entities that we can service. Okay, this is the business opportunity that you have in that market. 8,000 of these, based on our average invoice value and so on, okay, generate around $130 million of business opportunity in that market. This is one territory. Now you want 2 of them, you want 5 of them. If you're in Dallas area is 14. So you'll have to purchase more. If you are in Knoxville, Tennessee, it will be 1, right? Just because of the size of the city. So again, that's a very good point, because not every business is the same. Okay, if you are brick and mortar, if you are a B2C customer, then you price it based on number of people, like population, not business population, right? So every business has a different type of criteria. So just find a way to cluster your customers in a way that makes it a territory that makes enough sense for the franchisee to step in and buy that.
Yeah, right before you came up, we were talking about territories and how important it is and how unique it is. If I'm a Subway sandwich shop, I may only have a 3-block area, right?
Yeah.
If I'm a service, I have to go out to a limited number of customers. It's going to be much larger territory. So it varies greatly depending on your business model. Any other questions? So I get friend family discount. I might want one of those little guys to run around bringing margaritas.
No? Yeah. Yep. Oh, speaking of margaritas on the weekend, we actually have an event tomorrow. Tomorrow evening at 5 p.m. after the show here. We call it Beer, Bots, and Barbecue.
Beer, bots, and barbecue. I love that.
Beer, bots, and barbecue. If you want to join, I don't have it on a slide, but if you want to join, just go to robotlab.com. Okay, /bots, beer BBQ Nov, like November 2024. Just put your RSVP over there. And you're more than welcome.
Cool,
free
actually.
beer, free bots. Don't take them home. Free barbecue. See our office, see the facility. Interact with the team. So again, robotlab.com. Bots.
That's like security
beer BBQ Nov, like November 2024. So just submit your RSVP over there, and you're more than welcome. Love to host you.
Ladies, I need to warn you. The robot you see right there will be running around. And if you notice his hands, they are at a slightly inconvenient or convenient, depending on your perspective.
They close.
They do.
They love that.
The other version of the tush push, right?
Yes.
It could be a
Depends on the
shitty
side, how you
situation.
stand there, right?
Oh, we have another question. Oh,
It's in South Lake, yes. Around 5 to 8 p.m., give or take, yeah. So come at,
How did you come up with this concept? Like, what inspired you to do that?
The robotics or So I love robots since I was a child. Build them, program them, and everything. But we didn't have anything like that when we were kids, right? It was, toys for geeks, right? You have to work on the electronics and solder stuff and all of that. So it stayed a hobby for many, many years. And somewhere around 2005, 2006, I was living in Taiwan. And I don't know if you know, but in Taiwan, it's like the headquarters of all electronics in the world. Everything that you can think of is being manufactured over there. During weekends and everything, I was going to these electronic markets. You buy stuff, boards and motors and sensors and whatever, all the geeky stuff that geeks do, right? Just to give you the context, let's say HP, okay, contract some manufacturer over there to produce 100,000 laptops. Okay, the manufacturer never purchases 100,000 CPUs and 100,000 keyboards and 100,000 screens and everything. They purchase 110,000. Why? Because you have failures, you have bugs, you have whatever, someone drop it on the floor, whatever, right? They need to complete the 100,000 contract. They have to have more parts. When they are done with that, what happened to the parts that are good and left over? They end up on these markets for fraction of the price. So you literally have the guys like, hey, do you want some of this? I have some of that. This is kind of like it's like unorganized as you can think. And again, somewhere around 2005, 2006, I noticed a change in the products that we see there from just parts. I started seeing more and more products. So we started seeing like small, quadcopter drones, with, small remote-controlled car and everything, but not remote control with the remote control, but based on smartphones. Now, if you remember, this was roughly a year before the iPhone was launched. There was already Nokia with Symbian, and Motorola had their own smartphone, and Ericsson and Samsung. Each manufacturer had a version of a smartphone, and they had already enough computing power to control other devices. To me, this became like a revelation moment, right? You see the market change. You are on the ground where everything is being manufactured. And I always love to ask myself 5 times, and then what? So that happened, and then what? Well, that will happen. Okay, and then what? And then what, right? And then you can see the trend. You can see where things are going. So to me, this was like a wake-up call. Okay, your passion for robots and everything actually turning into like a mainstream. So I basically sold my shares over there in that company, moved out of Taiwan, started RobotLAB. We were focused on the education market at the beginning because most of the robots were small, like tabletop stuff. So we created curriculum for schools to teach robotics, engineering, math, and coding and all of that. And over the years, as we got more, capable robots, cleaning robots, cooking robots, and so on, we added them to the portfolio to where we are today. Sorry, long answer for a short question, but yeah.
Well, it's also interesting. I was talking to Elad right before he came up. I said, so have there been many changes? He says, oh, it's constant. I'm constantly changing. Yeah. I said, what, software? He says, there's everything. Software, mechanics.
Think about this. How often that changes. Yeah. Same with robotics. Yeah. Okay, it's everything. Everything changes all the time.
Well, that's the nature of my question. So somebody buys the franchise, and with the progressive nature of this technology, how do they keep up with that from a cost perspective, or is it a reinvestment every new generation?
So, great question. So, we don't push inventory on our franchisees. Okay, they start with a little bit of, like we call it the equipment package, 7 robots that they basically give them the ability to go into different businesses and demonstrate, vacuum cleaning for carpets, scrubbing for hard floors, delivery for restaurants, customer service robots, just, one of each, just to be able to have a conversation, just one of each. That's their equipment package, which they sell to customers. It's not like a demo unit on the shelf that's just waiting there. But once they sold it, they can, choose to purchase another of the same unit or get the newest version to go to the next one. So the way that we run it, we don't basically push inventory on the customers, on the franchisees. We are, waiting for the market to pull them. Okay, so.
I'm also wondering now, so the ones that have already been sold,
oh, yeah.
They get automatic updates?
No. No. If you bought iPhone 10, would you get the update to the 15 or 16 or whatever?
The software updates.
Software updates, yes, but not the hardware.
Okay.
At some point.
Software updates?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. At some point, customers, we go back to customers. Listen, it's been 3 years. there is a better, faster, smarter, longer battery life, whatever, it makes sense to upgrade. I mean, I don't upgrade every iteration, but after a few years, it makes sense. And then we do a trade-in and the whole thing. Again, car dealership model, right? You buy the car first, you drive it for 3 years, then they come back and say, hey, the newer model, electric, whatever, right? They give you some, residual value for whatever, the car.
Just grabbing people all the time.
Yeah. That's why he loves our booths at the shows.
Any other questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
We have these robots for restaurants as a staff member, cooking or
Yeah.
delivery.
So we have cooking robots, but it's not like a humanoid robot that actually does the cooking. It's more like thinking about like a large tumbler that can dispense the different sauces, the condiments and everything. It can get vegetables or proteins and everything. It cooks, it mixes and everything. So we have, as an example, we have Panda Express. We have 8 robots over there in Panda Express with one line cook that monitors all of them. So think about this. How many of you have been to Panda Express? There's always a line out there, right? Especially during lunch and dinner time. Why is that? Because this poor guy, there is always only one guy at the back cooking. Only one guy. No, seriously, I mean, they can't find people. Okay, they can't find people to do the job. So this poor guy needs to make, the honey walnut shrimps that everyone wants. Okay, and he can't make them fast enough. Okay, and that's where we are helping, because these robots can actually do the whole work, and the line cook just need to monitor each one of them, empty that. The robots actually clean themselves at the end of that, and ready for the next batch. And they can do either one portion for one person, one dish, or all the way to 12.5 pounds in one round.
Exactly.
Okay, so all automated, yeah.
Yeah.
So your clients in restaurant business, they lease the robots?
So they can either purchase or lease. Okay, the leasing is done through a third-party entity. So they basically apply for financing and everything. They, check their credit score and all of that. But they can either purchase or lease. On average, a delivery robot is around $15 per day, not per hour, per day.
Per day.
Yes, cleaning robots are around $20, $25 per day. Okay, so in a robot that can clean hundreds of thousands of square feet by itself, you can hire people for that.
I think we're in the wrong
Yes, sir.
spot. Look at this.
I told you, every franchise.
Yes, absolutely.
I
Awesome.
know.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Yes.
Like add 3 more zeros.
Yeah. Add a few zeros.